Welcome. This is our Scorpio new moon practice. I am here in North Carolina, outside of Asheville, with little Navi girl, the sweetest little gray kitty you've ever seen. Have a seat, get comfortable. We'll be moving through a pretty dynamic practice, slow flow, in order to feel connected to fluidity. Scorpio is a water sign ruled by the planet Pluto, which is the planet of transformation. Scorpio is the dark sign of the zodiac. There we go, and wants us to really dive deep into the dark aspects of our psyche to transform beyond patterns of negative habits and behaviors, cycles of conditioning, and all the things that limit our potential to create the life that we want, live the life of our dreams, and change our liabilities into assets. Right? When we transform dark to light, we take limitations and bring them into opportunities or benefits. Right? So liabilities to assets. It's done by really looking at our emotions and getting that emotional intelligence. Our emotions are gateways into understanding. Why do we feel the way that we feel? Generally, it's linked to experiences of the past, triggering those past painful suffering that we all have. We're all working through this life and existence and have our own traumas. So when we get emotional, we don't really need to be triggered, but we often are. We might just feel things, right? It's a invitation to explore the feeling. Yoga helps because of the movement of the body and the opening up the flow of energy, but also tapping into the sensations in our body. Because when we don't allow ourselves to feel our emotions, we push them away. We want to think more about them, especially if you're an air sign like me. I want to see it in my body. I want to see it in my mind. I want to talk about it. I want to verbalize it. I want to do everything else except feel it. So we might have our own relationship to that. But when we feel and not intellectualize, it moves out. The more that we try to avoid, escape, push away, the more it will build. Think of it in relationship to water or visualizations of water, right? If we can feel all of the emotions that come in life, highs and lows, we tend to just float with them. They're up, they're down, they're rounded and smooth. We can feel the depth of it and then come to a high of something that is always available to us. But when we try to ignore, staunch down, push it away, escape, the peaks get really high and sharp, right? So we're seeking this huge, elated energy of like joy and pleasure, right? And then that's going to drop us darker, deeper into a sharper place of and depth of maybe suffering and pain or detriment, right? So how can we surrender to the flow? We want to be in that nice held energy, surrendering to the flow of life's natural cycles and how what goes up comes down instead of maybe this like tidal wave that knocks you down and keeps you under until you fight and climb and find your way out, right? And then again, it's going to just toss you around and toss you around. So we'll be using that in this practice today. We're going to go through a very long warm up to open up the heart and the hips. That's going to lead us through into some moon salutations, which are intense, especially for the hips. If you can't bend your knees in like a full flexion, I'll give you some other options. We'll go through the first one very slowly, and then we'll move more with the breath. From there, we're going to come to our peak pose of Natarajasana, which is a form of Shiva dancing. And Shiva, I'll give you more information about that then. And then we'll get into some long-held pigeon poses with an option to twist, some back bending, little supine twist from there to decompress the spine into our Shavasana. So that's our plan. Come join me or get more comfortable in your seat. And just take a moment, palms down if you want to ground, palms up if you want to be more receptive. And take some slower breaths. Feel that your posture is upright with ease. Soften your effort. Settle your weight. Open your breath by widening your bottom ribs just to receive. Maybe softening the gaze inward, again, to receive information through the mind's eye, or find one point on the floor to focus. Think of the chin being tucked in a little bit and the natural curves of your spine. And I invite you to bring your hands up to your heart, tapping into the light and the love of the heart chakra and setting an intention around Scorpio energy, the courage to dive deep into the dark, to meet emotion and to feel. Releasing the hands. I meant to say this earlier. I dropped a link into a Spotify playlist if you want to hit that and get started. It's kind of synced up to start from the top of the mat standing, which is where we're going to go now. I'm not going to play it because I don't know how that audio is going to go, but I'm kind of going to watch the time of it all. Okay. So stepping into the front of the mat, have blocks close by if you have them. And just start to lift the heels and rock to the heels, just feeling the bottoms of your feet, the foundation that walks you each step and connects you to the ground. And then go a little side to side. And then from your big toe edge, lift the pinky toes and try to reach your pinky edge as far away from the big toe edge. Let the toes float down. Send your weight equally through the four corners of your feet, but bring the hips back on top of the heels. Then if that didn't automatically firm up the quads, tone the legs. Draw the lower belly in and up, the bottom ribs in, shoulder blades in and down the back. And just drop the arms, open palms into Tadasana. And take a moment to feel again your connection to the ground, your breath, whatever else is showing up here in this moment for you. And then flip your palms to face your thighs. Inhale your arms forward and up. And then exhale, shoulder blades in and down the back, cactus the arms, bottom corners toward the middle of the back. Roll your wrists as your arms come down. And then flick the fingers out when you get down to the thighs. We're going to continue this action. Inhale forward and up. Hug through the midline. Keep the legs strong. Cactus, focusing on the scapular movement of in and down the back. Wrist circle. Flick the fingers. Inhale forward and up. Maybe you tilt the heart up as you cactus. Let the arms just be an extension of the scapular movement. Flick that energy out. 3 more. Maybe your inhale is quicker and sharp, and then the exhale is smooth and slow. Cracks and pops are an indication of movement. 1 more. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Feel those bottom corners pull to the center of your spine. Flick the fingers. All right, send your seat back into chair pose. Feel that your sit bones are reaching to the back edge of your mat. Lower belly's toned and tight. Feel the legs fire up, but also feel like you're trying to split your mat in half. With arms parallel to the floor, draw your arm bones up. Squeeze your shoulder blades back and down. From there, maybe the arms get a little more comfortable to lift. Huge breath. Exhale, sink in lower if that's okay. 2 more like that. Inhale, sink lower. Inhale, sink lower. Hands to your blocks. Press your legs straight here and forward fold, Uttanasana. Alternately bend a couple times. And then both legs straight, arms straight. Inhale, find more length in your spine. Exhale, keep that and maybe hinge at the hip crease, bending the elbows any amount. Try not to round the upper back. Inhale, lengthen, arms straight. Exhale, bend any amount. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, bend any amount. Inhale, arms straight. This exhale, we're gonna come to tabletop. Hello, my nappy girl. She's trying to stay in the sun. All right, tuck the toes. Inhale, cow. Arching the back, look up. Exhale, flatten the feet, round, look at the belly. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more. Really plant through the root of what's touching the floor. Now we're going to keep the rounding, but heavy the head. Just notice if you're really squeezing your chin into your chest, just let the head hang. Spread through the shoulder blades wide, anchor through the hands. Toes can be under or flat, whatever you like. Keeping the rounding in the upper back, go sit bone, left sit bone toward the left edge, and then your heel, and then right sit bone toward the right heel. Just these little circular movements of the sit bones, keeping the rounding of the upper back. The tail can lift and lower a little bit. You know, just feeling the sway and figure 8 of the sit bones. We're going to be working a lot with the sacral chakra, the second chakra in the pelvis. It's ruled by water and the moon. And then feel like you can just circle. So upper back stays rounded, head's just heavy. Sit bones are going one direction, swoop under, the other direction, tilt up. It should feel kind of informative through the lower back. Switch your direction. All right. Come back to center. Couple scapular movements now. Pelvis is just neutral. Lower belly hugged in. Shoulder blades away from the spine, into the spine. Elbows stay straight. You can always do this on your elbows if you prefer and wrists are aggravated. Couple more. Just really getting energy and heat around the heart, front to back. It's a baby girl. All right. Walk the hands a little forward, tuck the toes under, hover your tabletop. So it's going to be less challenging with the hips forward. Well, it gets a little more challenging in the shoulders, but in the hips and thighs, it's going to be more challenging when the hips are set back. So I just wanted to make a little, you can tap down and come back up. This animal, most animals, and things that are alive automatically look to the light, seek out the light. Just want to make that connection. She moved into the light, right? That's the Scorpio energy. We look into the dark because when we transform through the wisdom we get there, we find the light. Come back to the light. All right. We're going to lift the hips all the way up into downward dog. Heavy your head. Find a nice long stance, hands to feet, so that the heels are really high. And then bend your left knee and press just your right heel back. 3 breaths. Focus on the right hamstring and calf. You can sway your hips. All right, right heel lifts, right knee bends, left heel reaching back. 3 huge breaths. Feel your tail lifting, your sit bone pulling away from the heel, pressing back. Wag your tail. Right, left heel lifts, left knee bends, spin the right heel to the midline, angled 45-ish degrees, and then push your right hip toward the left and feel that stretch, right side. Right heel lifts, right knee bends, left heel to the midline. Sway your left hip to the right. Right hand, takes a lot more of your weight. Just feel that stretch left side. Back up to center, both heels press back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. From your hands, lift your armpits, heavy the head. Hug the ribs and tail to the sky, heels toward the back of your mat. One more. Lift your heels, soften the knees, look forward, crawl, walk, step, hop, forward fold, top of the mat. Breathe here, send the weight towards the toes. Hips on heels, legs toned. Deepen into your breath. One more. I'm just going to step back on my mat for some space. Widen the feet a little bit more than hips width apart. Take the block if you want it inside your right foot. Bend your right knee. Your hand can be forward of the foot, or anywhere that it feels naturally comfortable. But if arm and leg are touching, squeeze them together. Left leg straight. Inhale the left arm up. Feel your left hip pull back. Take a breath in. Exhale, left arm overhead. Stretch out of the ribs. Fingers to hips. Inhale, left arm straight up. Exhale overhead. Inhale it up. Exhale it overhead. Inhale it up. This exhale, we're going to wrap it around to the right side body, and then a little cow cat. Exhale at your chin and your upper back round. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, just soften it. Maybe the chin drops in. And then inhale, open it up. Exhale, soften. One more. Inhale, open it up. And then exhale, unwrap, switching sides. Left knee bends. Left hand can be anywhere. If they're touching, squeeze them together. Inhale up. Exhale overhead. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over, hip and fingers stretch out of the ribs. Inhale up. And exhale, wrap. Soften. Inhale, open. Think cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Soften. One more. Inhale, open. And then exhale, unwrap, come around. Find your forward fold. Legs press straight, hips on heels. Inhale, lengthen your spine straight. And exhale, keep all that length and fold in. Keeping the feet a little bit wider than hips width. Take your palms outside the shins, right below the knee, and press toward the midline, but fight that press. And feel your sit bones widen. Feel your spine lengthen. Maybe your head's just hanging heavy and moving around. Big breath here. And then grab the backs of your legs and squeeze those muscle bellies. Give them a little massage all the way up. Don't be shy here. The hamstrings go all the way to the sit bones, the bones that hit the floor when you sit down. Get up in there. It's okay. And then rub down. Right. Soften into your knees. Look forward with a straight spine. Inhale all the way up to stand. Reach overhead. We're going to grab the right wrist. Lift and exhale to the left. Big breath. You can let your head hang or rest on your arm. Inhale up to center. Grab your left wrist. Lift, exhale to the right. Support your head, strong legs, big breaths. Inhale up to center, just like we did earlier. Shoulder blades in, down the back. Roll the wrists, flick the fingers. All right. We're going to go through 3 rounds of the varied sun salutation C, which has the Anjaneyasana low lunge. So step to the front of the mat. Settle your feet. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, soften the knees and fold with a straight spine. And keep your block here. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, right foot back, knee to the floor, hands to the left knee, open the heart. Huge breath. Exhale, hands come down, step back to plank, pause, full breath. Take an inhale, maybe shifting forward. Exhale, knees, hips, chest. Untuck the toes, inhale, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, hips to heels, look forward. Unless that's not good on the neck. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right forward, hands stay down, look forward. Exhale, left foot steps forward, bow. Sink your seat, inhale, chair, any arms. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, soften knees, forward and down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left foot back, knee down, hands to the right knee. Breathe in. Exhale, hands down, plank. Full breath. Inhale. Exhale, hit the deck any way you like. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, tuck toes, hips to heels, look forward. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, sink your seat chair. Exhale, Tadasana. 2 more rounds. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale halfway. Exhale right foot, knee down. Lift the heart. Exhale, hands hit, plank. Full breath. Inhale shifts you forward, any way to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Tuck toes, exhale, hips to heels. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, chair. Exhale, mountain. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale halfway. Exhale left foot. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, plank. Full breath. Inhale forward. Exhale, maybe chaturanga or the belly. Inhale, cobra, maybe up dog. Tuck toes, exhale, hips to heels. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, chair. Exhale, Tadasana. Let's just settle here in Tadasana. We were going to do one more, but we're running out of time. So just settle your feet. Feel the 4 corners anchor you deep into the earth, rooting you through history, hereditary, links to the past, personal and global. The rich wisdom that lies in the earth. All of life that has existed, died, regenerated, and grown again in something else. There's the transformational process. Tone your legs, feel the strength and power of what holds you up. Try to lift your pelvic floor, tug into the lower belly, hug through the bottom ribs, shoulder blades up, into the spine, down, arms just dropped. Open the palms forward. Bring your throat and head in line with your shoulders and lengthen up through your crown. Coming into your breath in mountain pose here, receive What's happening inside the borders of your skin? Can you tap into that subtlety of your energy on a cellular level? Can you feel bubbling, movement, friction, heat, vibration? Floating the eyes open. Inhale, reach out and up. Soften your knees. Exhale, reach out and down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right foot back, knee to the floor. Any arms for Anjaneyasana. We're going to take 5 breaths here. Feel your heel and knee squeeze together. You're lifting your pelvis up from the floor, hugging through the midline from all directions, opening the heart. 2 more breaths. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, plant the hands. Grab your blocks. Runner stretch. Right hip slides back to stack the left. Left leg kicks straight. Bring your blocks back so that your spine can get as straight and neutral as it can. And now feel your left hip go down to the midline, squaring the right, and back, squaring the right. Flex through your foot, anchor through your heel, heel and knee gently still squeezing toward the midline, shoulder blades in and down the back. 1 more breath. Right now we're going to move with the breath. My hands can stay in the same place to go forward and back, but yours might need to move. Blocks or no blocks, your choice. Put the foot down. Inhale, glide forward, lift the heart. Exhale, flex the foot as you lengthen the leg and bow. Inhale forward. Exhale back. 1 more. We're going to stay here again. You have options. Pull the pinky edge back, twist the left arm up, or stay there where we were, or slide to your comfortable Hanuman. My hips are not on the ground. I'm just going to rock. 3 breaths. Hi, kitty. Softly come back to left foot down. Tuck right toes, lift the right knee, right foot steps forward, fold. Nice deep breath. Notice left and right hamstrings. And then soften, step the left foot forward, left knee down, second side, any arms. 5 breaths, heel and knee squeeze together, hold yourself up, open the heart. 1 more breath. Inhale, come on up. Grab those blocks, runner stretch. Left hip on the knee, right leg straight. Flex the foot, find length in the spine. Dig into the heel, open the breath. 2 more. Back and forth. Grab your blocks, find a good position. Right foot steps down, glide forward. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, right leg straight, flex the foot, bow. Inhale it forward. Exhale it back. Inhale it forward. Exhale it back to stay. You find the variation you like here. If you're sliding forward with me, don't go to your edge. Rock it. 3 breaths. Gently walk it in. Right foot steps down. Left knee lifts. Left foot steps forward. Fold it in. Soften. Straighten the legs and deepen into your forward fold. Nice slow breath here. All right. So softening into the knees. Inhale, rise all the way up. And we're going to come into our moon salutation. So you're going to step. Whew, I got a little dizzy there. to the left edge of your mat. If you have 2 blocks, you're going to bring one to either short edge. I only have 1 block. I might need it. I'm going to bring it to the middle of my long edge so I can always reach it. We're going to go through this first one slowly. So anchor your feet. Find that energy of drawing down and pulling in. Inhale, reach out and up. Grab your right wrist, lift, lean left. 2 breaths. Inhale, come on up. Step wide. And, oh my gosh, why did I just fit? Okay, yeah. Heels in, exhale, goddess pose. Do anything with your arms. It's nice to come cactus. Your angle of the toes can be any angle that feels good, but your knees are following that angle. So press the knees back and open. Keep your tail lifted, hug the midline, 1 more breath. Inhale, 5 pointed stars. Arms and legs go straight and away from the midline. 2 more. Feel the expansiveness of this pose. And the name of it as a star, you're shining bright. All right, we're going to take the left toes straight to the short edge, right heel so it's parallel, right foot to the short edge. Triangle pose. Tuck your hips to the right, bring them back, chest goes forward, reach to the left, and let your left hand come to a block inside the foot. I don't need the block here, and I like to anchor my arm a little bit under, my hand a little bit under my foot, and press in, just like we did in that forward fold earlier. But feel like your right hip is not popping forward. Drop back, spiral inward, strong, strong legs. Hug through the belly and the midline. Feel the power of your left quad toning up. And now from our lower belly, we're going to twist. Tacking the right shoulder back, right arm up. 1 more breath here. Look down, grab your block. We're going to step the right foot hips width from the left, angle the toes to the top corner of the mat, 45-ish degrees. Parsvottanasana pyramid. If the block doesn't give you enough lift from the floor to lengthen the upper back and you're really rounded here, crawl up your leg. Find a nice long and lifted heart. Long spine, lifted heart. You can step your feet even wider. We're going to tack the left hip back. Let the right hip come forward. Think of nice neutral spine parallel to the floor. Huge breaths. 2 more. All right, soften the left knee. Pick up the right heel. Shimmy the foot back to lower into Anjaneyasana. Any arms. Since we did this already, we're not going to hold it that long, but 3 breaths here. From your feet, pull in. Lift the heart. Expand the lungs. All right, here's where we have options. Let's take our hands to the block or the floor inside the left foot. Pick up the right knee and spin the right heel down. We have warrior 2 feet. Here's your first option. You stay here. Or you reach forward and get lower inside the left thigh. The pose is meant to be Skandasana, toes angled to the right corner, left foot flexes, heels stay down. Hands can stay down or they come up. So here's your option. Choose your poison. I'm going to just come to this down dog lunge is what I call it because it's deep and it's more comfortable. I can do Skandasana, doesn't mean I have to. Choose it for yourself. 2 more breaths. Yoga squat. Come straighten the left leg. Crawl your feet in, toes angled out. Hips drop as low as comfortable. If yoga squat isn't good, you can sit on a block. Make it better. If it's still not good, you're going to kick your feet wide, straight legs, Parsvottanasana. Choose your pose. Choose your adventure. 3 breaths. Now we go to the right in the reverse order. Okay, so Skandasana, or we're going to step our right foot, right toes face the short edge, left foot kicks to the back edge or other short edge perpendicular. You can take down dog lunge or find that full pose. I didn't say this on the first side. You can take your block, sit on the block, and make Skandasana more accessible. I'm going to stay here on this side. Choose your adventure. 3 more breaths. Try to keep right heel down, left toes up if you're here, or rooted into the pinky edge parallel to the short edge. 1 more. All right, Anjane facing the right. Right toes to the short edge. Feet hips width apart. Left knee drops. Any arms. Just 2 more breaths. Inhale, come on up. Plant the hands. Pick up the left knee. Step the left foot in. Short angle to the front corner of the mat. Parsvottanasana. 2 straight legs, long and lifted spine. Right hip tacking back. Try to get your sacrum parallel to the ground, upper back parallel to the ground. Maybe then taking that length and bowing deeper, but finding that position of your hands maybe up the leg to find that neutral spine. 2 more breaths. Squeeze the midline, strong, strong legs, open the breath. All right, into triangle pose. Soften the right knee, step the left foot further away, heel to arch. With the right hand now inside the foot, I flex my foot here because my ankle is still healing. It doesn't feel good to have it rooted. So if you see me do that, it's just for my own need. If you can anchor your arm and leg together, we're going to push left thigh back, spiral in, tone, strong legs, right spirals out from the lower belly. Inhale, left arm up. 2 more breaths. All right, soften into the right knee. Inhale, come on up. Toes out, 5-pointed star. One more breath. From your feet, pull all the way up through your hands. All right, kick the heels in. Exhale, goddess. Wiggle your feet so that they feel like they're in a good spot. Directly under the knees or somewhere comfortable for the knees. Widening open, reaching through the angle of where your 3 middle toes are pointing. 1 more breath. Inhale, come on up. Kick your feet parallel to each other. Step to the right. Inhale, reach up. Grab your left wrist. Exhale, lean right. 2 breaths. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, Tadasana. All right, that's 1 full cycle. So we're going to go through it a little bit quicker. I'm going to keep my block in the middle so I can grab it. If you have one on either edge, use that. Let me just give you a quick little reminder. Instead of Skandasana, we're going to call that down dog lunge. Warrior 2 feet, upper body going diagonal out of the hips, like downward facing dog. Okay. Settle into your feet. Inhale, reach forward and up. Grab your right wrist, lift, lean. Grab your left wrist, lean right. Inhale, come on up. Step wide. Exhale, heels in. Goddess. Big breath. We're going to use our inhales. Come to star. Stay for a breath. Then we'll use our inhale to transition. Right toes to the right edge. Kick the left heel out. Triangle pose. Feel your breath open you up here. Look down, inhale, Parsvottanasana. Find your shape, your props, big breath. Soften the right knee, left foot kicks back, Anjaneyasana. Huge breath. Inhale, hands down, Skandasana. Going block under my sit bone, flexing the foot, big breath. Inhale, hands to the middle of the mat, hips to the middle of the mat. Exhale, yoga squat. Big breath. Or Parsvottanasana. Inhale, left toes to the top corner, Skandasana or down dog lunge. Left heel down, right toes up, big breath. Left toes to the short edge, Anjaneyasana. Drop the right knee, big, huge breath. Pick up the back knee, step in, Parsvottanasana. 2 straight legs, long and lifted spine. Big breath. Left hand inside the leg, right foot steps back, heel to arch. 2 straight legs, triangle pose. Soften the front knee. Inhale, come on up. 5-pointed star. Big breath. Take a breath in. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, straighten the legs, parallel. Exhale, step to the left. Woo! And then grab the right wrist, lift. Exhale, left. Big breath. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, release the hands. All right. Let's go one more round. Inhale, reach out and up. Grab your right wrist, lift, lean left. Inhale, come on up. Step, 5-pointed star. Ooh, I almost fell backward. Pull the heels in. Exhale, goddess. I reverse that order. It's okay. Left toes to the front edge. Right foot works wide. Triangle pose. Big breath. Look down. Inhale, step the feet wide, shorter. Parsvottanasana. Big breath. Right foot steps back, knee to the floor. Anjaneyasana. Skandasana or down dog lunge. Left toes angle, corner. Right foot flexes. Big breath. Inhale, hands to the floor. Yoga squat or Parsvottanasana. Right toes angled, Skandasana. Left toes flex, big breath. Inhale, hands to the floor. Left knee drops, Anjaneyasana. Pick up the left knee, plant the foot, Parsvottanasana. Right hand inside, left foot steps back, Trikonasana. Soften the right knee, inhale, come on up. 5-pointed star. Exhale, sink your seat, goddess. Inhale, legs and arms straight, step to the right. Inhale, grab the left wrist, lean right. Inhale up, exhale, Tadasana. Feel your feet ground you down. Find a moment again of reflection, what's happening internally, cellular level, energetic level, heat, cold, vibration, friction, void, emptiness. All right, we're in our peak pose. Natarajasana, again, is the Lord of the dance. We're going to start by opening up the quads, and we're going to build through, again, this balancing pose to open the heart. The lesson here is that we learn how to find a calm, balanced place in the midst of chaos with maintaining an open heart. What a beautiful lesson, right? So step into your right foot. Just draw the left knee to hip height. Notice if you pop your hip forward and lean back. Bring the right hip back on top of the heel, left hip square to the right, squeeze the knee in higher. Grab your left heel or ankle, heel to glute. Again, square the hips, keep that engagement of hip on heel. And now scoop your tail under. I'm lifting my pubic bone, you can't really tell. And I like to bring both hands to my foot because I can comfortably. We're just giving ourselves a nice left quad stretch. You can always support yourself with your right hand on the wall or a piece of furniture. Okay, but scoop the tail under. If you need more sensation, press your foot into your hand and extend the hip back. One more breath. Release the left foot, roll the right ankle, let go of all of that tension. And then really root into your left foot. Find your gazing point. I forgot that on the first side. And then right knee comes up hip height. Left hip back on the heel. Right hip down to square left. Hug through the midline. Pull that right knee in tighter. Right hand to ankle, right heel to glute, scoop under. Pull the pubic bone forward. Use your left hand to keep you balanced. Keep the shoulders back and down. Decide if you want more sensation. Push your foot into your hand, extend the hip. Right foot comes down, roll the left ankle out a bit. All right, cool. Right foot roots. Left knee comes up. Square the hips, hip on heel. Right hand to left knee. I like open palm. Externally rotating the shoulder, keeping it back and down. Don't let the hand pull the knee. Feel your left hip reach back and maybe under to square. Notice that threw me a little bit out of balance. And then we're going to take the left arm straight back. Maybe your gaze goes straight back. Big breath. Inhale, center. Roll that right ankle out. Second side, root into the left foot. Find your gaze, right knee comes up. Left hip back, right hip under. Left hand to the right knee, relax the shoulders. Right arm twists you back, maybe the gaze goes with you. Big breath. Inhale, come back around, roll out that ankle. All right, right foot roots. Open palm is going to grab the arch. I'll show you side view. Arch of the foot, thumb in the middle of the ball mound. That's going to help tack our left shoulder back. Right arm lifts. Keeping the right arm up, pulling arm bone down into the socket, shoulder blade back. Hug through the midline, root through your standing leg, and just press your left foot into your hand and extend the hip back. This might be your dancer pose. Maybe each exhale, your right hand reaches up and your left foot reaches up. And then you soften. And then you express it more. And then you soften. Then you express it more. And then you soften all the way down. Roll that right ankle out. Okay. Whew. We'll step into the left foot. Open palm grabs the right. I'll show you front view now. Inhale the left arm up. Draw the arm down, shoulder blade back. Hug through the midline. Exhale, push your right foot back. Soften. Inhale. Soften. Inhale. Soften. Inhale. Soften all the way down. Roll out that left ankle. Okay. So that's our dancer pose. We're going to try now a different expression of Natarajasana, which looks more like the deity statue you see, where he has four arms and his leg is crossed over. He's like, woo, in this big circle of things. It all has different symbolism, but well, won't share that with you now. But let's add on. So root into your right foot, draw the left knee up. Right hand to left knee. Left arm reaches back. Staying here like we did the first time, or reach for the pinky edge of your left foot, extend the leg straight, try to wrap the hip down. Woo! Losing it. And you can cross the midline and look to the left. Left knee can be bent. Can it get straight and can the hip square? And then soften, return to center, roll that right ankle. Step left foot, let's try other side. Right knee comes up. Twist to the right. Decide if you're good here, or grab the pinky edge, lengthen, cross midline, look right. Try to drop the right hip. Lift up through the crown. Inhale, come back to center. Shake it out. All right. My God, perfect timing. So just give yourself a little moment to release all of that and reflect again in Tadasana. How that feel in your body, what thoughts came up, what narrative showed up, what critic came through, how did you judge yourself? Be the observer. Override those patterns of in our psyche, those patterns of negative narrative, the way that we speak to ourselves. And let it just release through your energetic connection through the feet into the earth. Give the mother all of your troubles. She will happily take them and regenerate them. That's what mothers do. All right, step to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, reach out and down. Inhale, straight back, look forward. Exhale, tabletop. We're going to take right knee wide of the wrist, left foot walks back into pigeon. Keep the left toes tucked under and peek over your right shoulder. Your option here is to lift the left knee as you're peeking right. And just feel something really nice and juicy in the front of the left hip. If it hurts your back, lean forward. Or don't do it. Left knee's going to come down, untuck the toes. Try to click as many toenails into the mat as you can, and then feel your right sit bone squeeze to the midline. Take your arm bones up, draw your shoulder blades back, then down. Chin and ribs are going to come into the spine. Exhale all the way down to your fold. However long or however low you want to go. And breathe. We're going to stay a bit active here in the legs, but I want you to soften your gaze to one spot or inward and channel your mind and your conscious engagement to your right rotators, the outer hip, the masculine side of your pelvis. Remember that, I might not have even said this yet, sorry, that our second chakra is about relationships with self, others, and the world. The emotions that come through these engagements, creation, sex organs that create life, what we create in the world, passion, pleasure, addictions, a lot going on here. So whatever you're feeling, whatever of those energetic points resonate with you, see it reflected in your mind's eye as some form of water. Battling brook, raging river, calm lake, tidal waves, a pipe bursting, whatever. How does it feel? And then see it in some form of water. And breathe with that. All right, start to hug through the belly. We're going to take an invitation here to draw left forearm parallel to the edge of the mat, short edge of the mat, right hand to the thigh, and twist up to the right. If this feels good, maybe bending the left knee, catching the foot, pulling it in. 3 breaths. Inhale, unwrap, come around, hands walk you in, left knee in, right leg to the back of the mat, and just open in any way feels good. You can shake it, lift it, circle it. And then we'll start to come to the other side. Right knee down, left knee outside the wrist. Click the toes down, right leg crawls back. Right toes stay tucked under. Hug through the midline, the belly, peek left. Maybe lift the right knee. Open the heart as much as your lower back feels comfortable in doing. Right knee down, untuck the toes, come back to center, squeeze the left sit bone to the tailbone, keep as many toes clicked into the floor, chin, shoulders, ribs all pull back to fold. And breathe. Now we're on the left side, the feminine. This is our intuition. I didn't give you the masculine things, sorry. So the feminine aspects are introspection, enough quiet time alone to have that introspection. How we tap into our intuition, follow our gut, nurture ourselves and the world. It's the subtle aspects of the moon, the inner world, the mother. See that reflected in water. What you feel in your left hip, see it in water. All right, invitation to take the right forearm parallel to the short edge, left hand to the thigh, twisting to the left, potentially grabbing the right foot and pulling it in. 3 breaths. Inhale, coming back around to center. Right knee crawls in, left foot to the back of the mat. And shake out that left side any way that feels good. Tabletop. Take a moment to just feel your shape, your root, your breath, and again, reflect. If you prefer to be in downward dog, go for it. Does it feel weird to just hang out on tabletop because you're not doing? That's some information. All right, starting to make our way onto the back. We're going to have a block close by for a little bit later. But as you come onto the back, bend your knees, Feet on the floor. Let your shoulder blades get a little bit more comfortable, flat underneath you, upper arm connected deeper to the mat. And then just like we were in tabletop, think of the neutral the curves of your spine. And then let's take our arms a little wide into either a W or cactus. W means elbows are closer to the bottom ribs, but that you can relax the weight of your arms. We pinned the shoulder blades down. It might feel a little funky. Just keep aware of tingling and numbing in the fingers. Elbows pulling down will help release that restriction. Okay, walk your feet wide and let your knees slowly go side to side. Windshield wiper. Navi's here and my knee is hitting her. She's in the sun just off camera. Okay, we're gonna leave the knees to the left. You're gonna pull just your right knee up without letting your left knee lift until you can't go any further away from each other. So they're as far away from each other as they can. Then the left knee lifts as the right knee drops, the left knee comes around. Right knee stays as close to the floor as it is. Left knee lifts as far away as the knees can be, and then they come all the way back around to the left. Right knee lifts. Don't let the left knee come. As far away, and then drop them to the right. One more time. Left knee lifts as far away as it can, and then drops to the left. All right, we're going to bring both knees over the feet, keeping them wide. I feel like I need to lift my sacrum and lower it. Angle your toes in, let your knees come in, and then widen your feet any amount. So you feel a little tug through the top of the thigh or the bones that stick out the pelvis and the front of the thigh into the midline. So this is internal rotation. Maybe just the big toe edges of your feet are on the ground. But again, you're in control of the amount of sensation you have. So, what edge are you at? Are you beyond your edge? Are you at a comfortable edge? Can you breathe? Are you feeling enough? Are you feeling too much? I actually feel this kind of near my sit bone as well, which is kind of interesting. That makes sense. We don't have a specific muscle that only does internal rotation. There's not one muscle where that's its job. We have 6 external rotators. We have 6 muscles that their only job is external rotation. Right? So interesting in our body, right? We're imbalanced there. So the adductor muscle, which is the inner thigh muscles, there are a lot of them. There are a lot of bellies of them. Some, the ones on the front of the thigh, inside the thigh, are internal rotation. And the one on the back of the thigh on the inside, those adductors bringing the leg back to the midline will also internally rotate. A little anatomy for you. All right. We're going to slowly walk the feet all the way together and then drop the knees out and bounce them a couple times unless it doesn't feel good. Just freeing up some grippiness of those adductor muscles, which attach to the pubic bone, which is at the midline. Right? Then let the legs just get heavy. If your hips are kind of freaking out, prop them up with your blocks. If they can just hang, we're going to gently sway side to side. And feel if the sway works for you, that this is again a reflection of rocking in water, being held in fluid movement. And when we allow ourselves to be rocked in the ups and downs and side to sides of life, we feel like we're held in the flow, which has a softer current. And we're not fighting to stay afloat. We're not fighting to keep our head above the turbulent water. We're just held and buoyant, bobbing up and down. When we allow ourselves to feel our emotions, we stay in that buoyancy. Right, prop up the knees if you need to, or just let the legs soften. We're going to take first finger and thumbs together, making a triangle, And taking that triangle on top of our sacral chakra. My palms are at the bones of my hips. My thumbs create a straight line under my belly button, and my first fingers and middle fingers are going toward my pubic bone. Let your elbows hang or drop heavy. Think of this triangle above your Svadhisthana chakra as a portal, a direct line from spirit, universe, cosmos, God, divine, whatever word you want to choose, right into your pelvis, right into the center of that energy. It vibrates orange, so you might think of orange. Healthy, spinning clockwise, not so fast, not stagnant. A balanced clockwise spin is a healthy movement. Too much spinning is not healthy, right? It's overactive. You want to see a gentle left or clockwise spin. And then again, this is our emotional center. Think of something that you love to do in life that is creative for you. I create yoga flows. I create playlists. I create writing and poetry. I can't really think of anything else that I have been creating lately, but what do you create? What are your hobbies? Do you cook? Do you sing? Do you make music? Art? And then do you recognize that when you do those things, you help your emotional states in life? Writing is a cathartic exercise for me. It helps me process my emotions. And before we move our hands, come back to the portal you're creating, and it has a triangle, right? It's 3 sides. Come to 3 things that make you feel connected to Source or your God of choosing. Maybe it is the Holy Trinity of the, Catholic religion, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Maybe it's the Trimurti of Hinduism, which is Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, birds are outside, Vishnu, the perseverer, right? Maintaining energy, and then Shiva, the destroyer. Maybe it's like me, myself, and I today. Maybe it's mind, body, spirit. Maybe it's 3 people in your life. Connect those 3 things and take 3 breaths. Our community, our relationships help us move through emotion. And as your hands slowly start to pull away, feel like that energy is expanding with you. Grab the outsides of your thighs and push your legs together. Walk your feet wide as your knees stay together, but not as wide as we did earlier, and just feel that softening here. And then maybe again, a little movement side to side. All right, we're going to move into our back bending sequence. If you feel you need to give your lower back some love, give the knees a squeeze. Test out where we are here. All right, so bending into the knees, hip width apart. Roll the pelvis forward, draw the shoulder blades in and down the back. Let an inhale lift you to bridge. You have your block here. You want to just be in a nice yin restorative bridge, or push away from the block and hold yourself up. We're just going to, find these expressions, whether we're static or moving. The more you can get your arms underneath the upper ribs, the more the ribs can get vertical. Make sure your neck is not getting pushed flat. You can lift your chin if you feel it is. If you want to Come out of your bridge and come up into wheel. Feel that you come to the top of your head first. Crawl your hands maybe wider and towards your shoulders. Arms plugged in to then lift up. I like to be on my toes. It tilts my pelvis more parallel to the ground. Comfortable for my lower back. And then rocking my tight shoulders. Rocking my heart through my arms is a helpful exercise. And then we'll find our way back to the mat. Again, any arm position, feeling neutral spinal curves and a pause in the breath. We'll do one more. So set the feet parallel, arm bones tucked under, shoulder blades to the spine, and an inhale to lift. Exhale, come on down. Neutral spine. Receive a breath. Okay, so we're a little bit behind. That's okay. Come to left leg long on the mat. Scoot your hips to the right. Right knee comes up. Crossbody twist to the left. Right arm's going to extend away from you. Open palm anywhere on the mat. Closer to the hip is less intense for the chest and the restriction of our blood flow and nerves, which might, when you go further overhead, get a little compressed and give you numbing. So pay attention to that. Heavier left shoulder. Breathe deeply. So we can take a variation of what we did standing here. If you want to join me, you're going to flex your left foot and push your pinky edge down into the mat, and then kick your right leg straight and reach for your pinky edge and draw your foot toward the floor. Squeeze the upper thighs together and feel your right hip moving forward and to the left. Huge breath. Release the foot, right foot to the mat, left foot comes to meet it, neutral center, pause and a breath. Right leg long, hips to the left knee up and over to the right. Left arm, open palm anywhere on the mat. Breathe. Heavy your right shoulder. Right, option to kick. Right leg active, pinky edge rooting. Grab the left pinky edge. And then try to bring your left hip down. Squeeze the upper thighs together. Breathe. All right, releasing the foot. Left foot comes back around. Right foot meets it, hips to center. Pause, neutral spine, big breath. And give your knees a squeeze and a little massage on the ground. Rocking and rolling. And settling into your last shape, Shavasana. So use any props that you want to feel really heavy and grounded and supported. It's a pretty intense practice. Let breath by breath drop you heavier. Letting go more and more. As you've settled, notice if things need adjusting and then tend to those needs. Can you get about 10% heavier? Bringing your conscious mind back to the body, feeling the ground beneath you, the endless support of Mother Earth. Start to widen the bottom ribs and receive a deeper breath, not something forced or controlled, just something to receive. And then awaken with little movements, wiggle fingers and toes. Make them bigger by rolling your wrists, making a fist, rolling your ankles, pointing and flexing your feet. Let an inhale stretch out of your center, reaching your arms overhead, reaching your feet together and forward. Maybe ribs side to side, grabbing one arm, pulling it to the other side like we did. And then hugging the knees in when you want to give yourself a big loving embrace and release stress out of your lower back. Rock side to side, circle, sway. And then letting that pull you to a comfortable seat or rock yourself to one side, gently pushing up, prop up the hips, get super comfortable. Settle your weight, neutral pelvis tilted forward, upright spine. Nominal effort to support the posture, and we'll take the hands pressed to prayer at the heart center, Anjali Mudra. Send your gaze through your palms, chin tucked in, and then maybe the eyes soften down. Inner landscape of the body, what feels differently. Can you see those changes you made? Noticing these changes gives you the evidence you need that you are an agent of change. Scorpio teaches us that we are never stuck. We are fluid like water. And when we have the courage to dive into the deepest places of our pain and suffering and our emotions, we gain wisdom and insight to a brighter place, one beyond our conditioning, our habits, and the critic inside ourselves. Come back to your intention. Does that shift need shifting or editing? Take good care of yourself on this Scorpio new moon. Let yourself feel, give yourself time and compassion and love and nurturing so that you can become more of the agent of change that you are, so that you can transform dark to light and turn liabilities into assets. Namaste. Thank you so much. And I'll see you soon.